How do you do? It would be a little unkind to present this picture without just a word of friendly warning. I think it will thrill you. It may shock you. It might even horrify you. So if any of you feel that you do not care to subject your nerves to such a strain, now is your chance to, well, we've warned you.
And we're doing holy shit. What's up, everybody? I'm hearing a weird echo on my end. Hang on. Great, come back to fuckery. How's everybody doing? Can I change it here to how's this sound? Can you guys still hear me? I might have fixed it. Or I might have broke it more. Come back to this nonsense. Shit's not working. We might be in World War, we might not be. I don't know what the fuck is going on anymore, man. Anyway, so is it good? Let me know in the chat. Can you hear and see me fine? Someone said echo still, really? I'm an idiot. You're an idiot. Wait, is it's still echoing right now? Because that will be a problem. Why would it be doing that? Shit. What the fuck is going on? Hang on. Just now, is there still an echo? Someone says the sound is fluctuating. Houston, we have a problem. Technology is killing us. Sound is almost as bad as Sick in the World. We can't do that. You guys can watch Rocket while I try to figure this out. Where the fuck is my setting at? I did not do anything new to my mic whatsoever, so there's no reason why it would be all fucky like. Right, Rocket? Right? Shit. Test here. Let's see. How's this? Does it sound any different? I can't tell. Check again. I'm once again asking you if I still sound like shit. Do I sound as bad as I sing? Let me know in the comments. Much better. Okay. I think we got it. Holy shit. Victory. Let me just find all right. We'll get to the actual show in a second. This is just me dealing with technology on a daily basis. And on top of that, fucking thing is stupid, so we'll do it live.
We'll do it live! Fuck it! Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live! Right. Fucking thing sucks!
That's right. All right, now that we're here, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Wyatt's Metal Podcast. You guys can decide if you'd rather watch me or Rocket. I have no problem leaving the camera on him. Yeah. What is up? Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm back from missed last week, but I am here now. All types of things to talk about. I have a couple of videos that I want to go over. We have a bunch of tours announced. We have new bands announced for festivals. We have YouTube being a fucking dick. On top of everything else happening in the world. But Rocket has a gaming chair. Yes, Lilith. This chair was gifted to me as a Christmas present like 3 months before getting Rocket, and then Rocket claimed it. It's still comfortable, but as long as Rocket keeps looking appropriate. Don't tell him how to live his life, okay? He does what he pleases. Isn't that right? What bands have you been listening to lately? Yeah. All right. Anyway, how is everybody doing? I hope you had a metal 2 weeks, maybe more than that, since I was at the Southern Festival, and I'm putting the mic up on all the time. All right, I'm here. We're back to normal now. I made up for the technological fuckery with the cat. How have you all been? How's metal been treating y'all? How is the festival season? Someone commented saying that they were at Hellfest. I know some people at Crasspop and all of those types of things that's happening right now. How's everybody doing, Adam? Let me know what festivals I should be at right now, but I'm not because YouTube sucks. We're gonna go over. Josh L. First comment here says, whole bunch of bands added to Maryland Death Fest. Gonna be an insane year. I saw that. Definitely gonna talk about that in a second. Let me just catch up with some comments here. But first, caffeine. A word from our not sponsors. Mr. Darkmare says, hello, Wyatt. I don't listen to Mastodon that much. I find it meh and okay. So did Brett Hines, apparently, according to a comment he left. That it's a very short story, but an interesting one. Little peek behind the scenes, maybe. Wells Fargo says, I probably wasn't going to Maryland Death Fest based on previous announcements, but I might consider it. I did not know that Wells Fargo was a fan of underground death metal. How is everybody feeling on this Wyatt Wednesday? I hope you are all feeling metal and excited for life in the future in the world. Everything's going great. There's no like drama or chaos or clickbait news going on, bringing everyone down. Everything's just peachy. Something Stupid with Dom says, pre-sale for Sonic Temple is up. Who we think is going to be there? Probably the usual suspects, which would be a couple of good, more mainstream bands. Probably stuff like Gojira, Korn. Gonna guess Sleep Token, fucking whoever else was on the radio. Everyone who was on that Watch Mojo video that I reacted to, they're gonna be there. It's a pretty good way to put it. Holy shit, we are starting off massive right away. We've got Big Dick Daddy Hypnotic here in the chat donating. Let me get to it. 50 Wyatt's Metal memberships. Shout out to Hypnotic. Thank you, sir, for tuning in here. I appreciate it. You guys can catch me on his show, Saturday Night Hypnosis, on Saturdays. Now that I'm back from frolicking around Europe, I'll be on there a lot more often. Hypnotic with the 50 bomb. That is right. Hypnotic owns the channel. Anything he wants, we'll do. No, thank you, dude. I appreciate it. And I'm going to start finally, I was saying before, doing members-only Q&As. So I will do a post. Everyone comment on that Q&As, and I'll respond to it. Because it's time to take shit super duper serious if we're going to survive in this YouTube hellhole. Let me catch up with some comments before Hypnotic came in and made the show all about him. You know, whatever. It's not enough that he's already has one of the biggest shows on YouTube. He has to come in here, but it's fine. Whatever. No, shout out to him. Check out his channel. Rocket is not a goddamn IT expert. That's correct. You sing better than you sound. Apparently, I'm like Ozzy, which is crazy, except I can stand. Speaking of which, yeah, we've got that final Ozzy show, whatever it's called, with every band on it. And they're doing the stream of it, and I was trying to think of how I could do that with people watching. I'm still going to check and see if I could stream it on like Rumble or something, just fully live and have people react. But if that's not possible, I was thinking of just having a live react going on here, but not playing it. But if you're watching it at home on your TV, you can have me up on your phone and we'll both be like, that was cool. You know, something like that. I figure easy money. I'm going to watch it anyway. I figure whatever. But like Star Wars Theory, when he reacts to new shows and stuff, he doesn't show the entire show, but you see him there reacting to it. So I think we'll do something like that. Where are we at? Sophia says, hi, guys. What do you guys think of the new Lorna Shore song? You know, funny enough, if you're new to the channel, you might not know, I'm not particularly a fan of Lorna Shore. I don't dislike them, but I don't listen to them either. But I did see that song popped up, and I clicked on it. Wasn't awful. Wasn't awful. Heavy. They definitely did well covering up their breakdowns with having the symphonic overtures like Dimmu Borgir would do. I appreciate that as someone who doesn't give a shit about breakdowns. I appreciated that part of it. But like, if you're a fan of them, you'll probably like it. If you're not, you probably won't. There's my review. Grade A YouTuber right here. Stromir asked, how was Souten Festival, my guy? Someone clearly did not watch my video on it. No, it was awesome. It was amazing. pretty much like a dream come true, because I used to be a teenager back in the day, scrounging up pennies to go to festivals I couldn't afford, thinking, wouldn't it be cool if I got paid to go to festivals and got to talk about it? And now I didn't get paid to go, but I did. My travel and stuff was complimentary, and I got to do interviews at the festival and host a panel and everything. It was fucking amazing. Everyone is super cool. Everyone stage dive backwards, which I've made a big scene about because it was so weird. Bands were killer. Learned about a whole lot of amazing Icelandic bands. If you haven't seen my video, you should go watch it. And if you haven't seen my video, it's probably because YouTube is a piece of shit. This is going to be a repeating theme on this episode. I promise you I am not pulling a Finn McKenty, okay? I have nothing but love and appreciation for my fans, my casual viewers, and the people who hate me but still watch and comment to boost in the algorithm anyway. Nothing but appreciation for you guys. This is my Sarah Connor moment. Fuck Skynet and AI. Because that video has been crippled by the YouTube algorithm. As soon as I uploaded it, and throughout the entire first 24 hours that video was online, YouTube shows you the analytics very well. And it said for 24 hours, most of your audience isn't on at this time, leading this video to get fewer views. Like, for 24 hours, my audience wasn't online? Really? So, I ran kind of a test experiment in the last week or so. Nowhere near as big as Ethan Klein. No one's getting sued. Maybe Skynet. Let's fucking get to this part right now since we started this. My video on the Southampton Festival, where I went to Iceland, saw bands, interviewed bands, traveled, big epic stuff. Got YouTube analytics was saying 60% less views than my normal videos for a long time, and it's at about 3,000 views for it's been what, like 4 or 5-ish days or so that it's up right now. It's at 4,000 or 5,000. Wait, no, I got that wrong. It's at about 3,000 views for being up for about 4 or 5 days. The last video I just did was me reacting to Watch Mojo, where I'm literally watching their video and providing commentary, which was fun. I enjoyed doing it. That wasn't like a fuck you video. Like, I enjoyed doing that video and I had fun with it. I wanted to put it up, but it took significantly less work than the Iceland video. And that video, the whole time has said, great news, this video is reaching a wider audience. And that was a test on YouTube's part to be like, so the video that I can more or less throw together in like 3-4 hours of me reacting to a video, the Skynet overlords push that and recommend that, but not the actual video where I traveled and talked about like culture and interviewed bands, and there's like things to learn from it. And there's a whole point. I was going to do this later on, but I had this whole rant bubbling up right here. Point is, YouTube is suppressing the Southampton Festival video for no goddamn reason. And it is not just me. It is YouTube's algorithm as a whole. I've talked about this before a lot this year, and it seems to have only gotten worse. So many YouTubers I know are saying the same thing in different avenues. People who don't just do like reaction content or political commentaries. It's across like every genre of video that I watch. YouTube made some type of change to their algorithm that is significantly fucking people, especially me. So because of that, I'm saying that you're all posers and I quit. I'm pulling a Finn McKenty. Fuck you. No. I was joking though that from now on I should put every thumbnail should have Tim Lambesis in it, even if it has nothing to do with him, just as clickbait. But it's an interesting thing that YouTube itself is suppressing that video. That's what I'm saying. Like, maybe not all of my subscribers and viewers are interested in the Iceland video. Fine. Whatever. But I have just over 65,000 subscribers right now, which is amazing. And thank you all. Like, seriously, that's nuts. And 3,000 people have watched that video. And I find it very hard to believe that even half of that number, that even 30,000 people saw the video pop up and decided to not watch it. If someone did decide to not watch it or didn't like it, that has nothing to do with this conversation. I'm not being like, you guys didn't like my video, so fuck you. Like, no. All of the comments on it have been really positive. It's clearly the YouTube algorithm. Everyone makes a bad video that bombs. Mostly everyone will make a video where maybe they didn't have all the information, wasn't quite as well crafted or intelligent as they thought it was, and then their comments will be like, yo, you fucked up. There's things to learn from that. If I'd made a video with errors and people were calling that out, I could like learn from that and improve. When it's just an AI Skynet fuckhead deciding this video doesn't go because fuck you, it really pisses me off. I'm not gonna lie. It's grinded my gears for the last couple days, let's say. Thankfully, there are multiple ways that you, the audience member, can help for free. I mean, if you want to donate all of your money to me, you're more than welcome to. But not just for me, but for all of the content creators that you watch. Liking the video genuinely does help. It's a stupid thing that if you're not a YouTuber yourself, you probably don't even think of. I didn't think of it when I was just viewing videos. But taking that second to go click genuinely does help videos in the algorithm. The more people do it, the more the video goes out there. So it can significantly help your favorite creator if on the videos you watch, if you actually like it, to actually like it. Subscribing to the channel, obviously, if you're like a common YouTube user, you might not think of it. Some people's videos might pop up in your feed anyway. Subscribers obviously helps boost it up. Commenting on the video does help too, because that will teach YouTube that there's actually conversational like things going on there. And then obviously sharing it to friends, sharing it on forums, on internet forums is a really good way to do it. Kidnapping people and forcing them to watch the videos over and over again against their will is a really good way to do it. But that's all across the board. For me, Hypnotic, for every YouTuber that's out there that exists, I recommend actually watching and liking and subscribing and sharing the videos, especially if YouTube is going to be such a dick. If you wanted Nick Nocturnal to stay, you should have liked and shared more of his videos. More or less. But yeah, and I have a video that I want to get to go over that. But I feel like we should probably go over that later because it's pretty long. So I have like a couple of other quicker topics I think we could get to. And I could probably go off on my rant now. But yeah, so, and bots spamming fake OnlyFans links. Alex says, I watch a lot of your older videos in my spare time because they're entertaining and informative. Thank you. I appreciate that. That helps a lot too. Yeah, watching older videos, sharing those. And I'm trying to come up with great ideas for videos too. It's obviously just a little discouraging when a travel to Iceland video bombs and a reaction video does really well. You know what I mean? I'm not going to just completely flip to that, but YouTube will screw over genuinely good entertainment, but videos from Mr. Beast experimenting on poor people gets recommended constantly. Yeah, it seems like YouTube's kind of working toward a point where, what is it? Like the people who've already made it are in, and they're gonna kind of like squeeze people out. Besides that, it seems like it takes a lot more. You have to fight a lot harder to, I guess, get a decent traction or notice on YouTube now. Your older videos weren't when you were the worst YouTuber ever. Well, bring Finn McKenty back, and then I won't be the worst anymore. So this is his fault, really, if you think about it. I really like your top 10 biggest festival disasters video. I think that's how I found your channel. Thank you. Yeah, that's definitely one of my best performing videos. That one's constantly getting views, which is really cool. Love to do more stuff like that. I just have to think of it. Yeah, YouTube really loves top 10 worst of videos. We'll do top 10 band members that killed each other. That will probably do great. And I'll do top 10 most positive bands that give you happy feel goods. And that will bomb horrendously. And then people will be like, why do you only complain about shit? Like the video, you help the content creator and find the video much easier. And comment, because conversation and comments are sometimes fucking hilarious. I do spend an unhealthy amount of time reading comment sections on videos that aren't mine, on other videos, just to see. I feel like you get a good sense of how people really think. I mean, obviously, it's not a real place, but it gives you a decent sense of, I guess, where general vibes or consensus is at on something. You know, I'm catching up with comments here really quick. Play with the title of the video. It might be that it has Satan in the title. It does not have Satan in the title. The video is titled Heavy Metal in Iceland. At the top in the corner, it has the Satan logo, but it's not like in the name or anything, but we'll see. But go watch that video. Go support that festival. You should all go to Iceland. It was amazing. Coldest metal festival ever. Where am I at? I already said it. Fuck. My bad. I'm going to do my best to not drop all of my catchphrases. Stormier says YouTube is just cruel to smaller YouTubers like you. This man just called me a small YouTuber. Can you believe that? Can you all believe that shit?
Boo this man!
No, yeah. Well, since I'm already going on this, you guys decide. Do we stick with this same subject for like another maybe 30 minutes? Or do we go through all of my other quicker, more metal subjects, and then we'll come back to this one at the end? Just because I definitely want to go over this and watch this video and comment on it. But I also don't want to bore anyone for like the first hour if we're just doing this. You guys decide, because unlike Disney, I will listen to my audience. Where are we at? Fuck, damn it. Sorry. What was I going to say? Oh, that's, yeah, so. Wyatt's Metal Channel is obviously continuing. Nothing changes with that. There will still be a mix of my highly edited, more informative videos, and then more things that require a quick reaction and being funny. I'm also going to start a couple of other YouTube channels that are on a couple of different subjects, mainly probably two, honestly. The gaming channel, which I already have, which I changed the name for recently, but I'm going to change it again because it's not clever or creative at all. But let's see. I think I pulled it up to... Yeah. So I am going to change the name of this channel really soon. Because there's also like a couple of other channels already called it. So like, yeah. But I started Wyatt Games. I had called it Gaming While Metal, but nothing really on the channel is going to be that metal related. So I'm going to think of something more clever. But if you would like to come check out my gaming videos, that it's going to be a lot of mod videos. Because for those who don't know, I got really into modding video games. I've modded the shit out of Red Dead 2. I just started modding the shit out of GTA 5. And I can easily throw these cool videos up. I made Undead Nightmare 2 for you all to view. It's, is it showing the right screen? Yeah. I put a dumb little commentary over this, creating my own film of it.
You're your own man now. What are you?
I was like, shit. Anyway, If you want to hear my dumbass make jokes over Undead Nightmare 2 with Arthur Morgan, check out Wyatt Games. I think I'm going to do like just funny mod videos where I'll think of like stupid stories like this one. And we can show something cool, goddammit. Wait for it. There we go. So if you like fun game videos and cool mods, check it out. I just made GTA 5 into real life. If you can see this all right. So like fun, quick things that don't take a long time to do. It's not going to be like, oh, I have to neglect the metal channel now to make a quick gaming video. Like, no, this doesn't take that long. And it's fun. So I figure I'm going to do that. And I'll I will do game live streams over there too. I was talking about it before, but now I have a much better reason to do it if I'm playing mods. Speaking of that, oh, this is metal related. In this mod, you can go to not only the Comedy Store in LA, but you can go to wait. The Whiskey A Go-Go with bands playing and everything. This mod is fucking crazy. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be showing off stuff like this. Oh, hey. Brandy's in here. She watched the Undead Nightmare video. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, Wyatt's Cooking is definitely going to be coming out soon. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, yeah. Check out cool shit, video game stuff if you're into that type of thing over on Wyatt's Metal. Or Wyatt's Metal. I'm dumb. Did you know that? Anyway, go check out Wyatt Games. Soon to have a new name. So if you subscribe to that and then see a gaming video pop up with a different name, it's probably me. I'm also going to be doing a legit, more reaction commentary channel in the vein of like Asmongold. What's going on here? Some weird lag on my screen really quick. Wait. I have the stream open twice. What the fuck? I don't know what's happening. Shit. What the how'd that happen? The stream might crash. If it does, my bad. Are we alive? Are we here? We're good? All right. Fucking hell. Yeah, that was weird. StreamYard's popped up twice. So on one screen, I look blurry and gross. And now I look clear and gross. Anyway, yeah. So I'm going to start another channel called Wyatt Vision. And that's going to be my reactionary stream in the vein of Asmongold, types of people like that, where I'll be watching pretty much stuff I want to comment on, no matter what it is. It could be stuff in the news, probably stuff in the news. It will be commentary on gaming, on movies, on just society, whatever the fuck. Whatever. If I feel like turning on my camera and ranting, it'll be on that channel that I'll start very soon. Correct, Ellie. Not so smelly. I'll be Asmongold, but I won't fall through my fucking roof. As you can see, there's not garbage on the floor. That motherfucker confuses me. I like Asmongold. He's cool. He's pretty based. Clean your fucking room, dude. What the fuck? Or better yet, burn down that piece of shit house and move somewhere else. Jesus Christ. Anyway, so that'll be fun. I'm excited for that. And I'm going to figure out how to balance all that. And I'll make it do it. Make it do it. California's education system, huh? Do it so that it won't take time away from the metal channel and all this stuff. And adding on top of that, I will also be multi-streaming starting on Rumble and Kick. We are streaming on X and Twitch right now, but Twitch is gay and X doesn't pay. So We'll be doing that soon too. I haven't set them up yet, but if you also hate YouTube, then I will be multi-streaming on Rumble and Kick. It will be pretty the same content, but you know, you cannot survive off of one platform anymore. Make a health channel where nothing you do is actually healthy and you take countless roids and take the mantle that Liver King is seemingly leaving empty. Yeah, I appreciate him stepping down, getting thrown in jail so I can step up. Next stream will be ripped as fuck and yeah, eating a raw gazelle. Sharon says, I saw some redheaded guy online using the name Wyatt's Metal Life. You may want to check into that shit. Yeah, I was aware of that. There's another channel called Wyatt's Metal Life that does metal stuff, but not the same type of content. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what to do about that. That's not me. Watch my channel if you want to see my videos. That's all I got to say. Have you heard of Wyatt X Him? Yeah, I've heard of him. I've seen a few of his videos. He's all right. Rocket needs to do an OnlyFans. I'm going to do a Rocket Instagram for sure. Because people will like that. Let's all take a shot every time Wyatt says anything. Everyone just get passed out, wasted, blackout by the halfway point of this stream. Just make sure you fall asleep on your super chat donation button and everything will work out. You played Expedition 33? No, not yet. I definitely want to. I've only heard from everyone that it's the greatest game pretty much ever. So I will get there. I have quite a big Steam backlog to get through before that point, especially with me modding games now. I still have like a year's worth of Red Dead 2 to play. We got Wyatt games before GTA 6. Correct. I fucking basically made GTA 6 on my own. Something Stupid with Dom commented, hey Wyatt, can you do something for me? So there's this store in my hometown that got flooded really bad. The store is called Secret Headquarters. Can you say something to get people to help them out? Well, that sucks. What area is that in? Yeah, I mean, if anyone wants to help out with that, that sounds like a shitty situation. Help out Secret Headquarters. Where are we at? You can't trust a redhead. I must be one of the few men out there who finds redheaded women attractive. I don't understand the hate. But so, fuck it. We are on the subject. Let's get it out of the way, and then we will go to other topics. I saw this video the other day that I definitely wanted to go over with everybody, called The Death of Metal YouTube, an Autopsy by Become the Night, who is someone that I had not heard of until this video popped up. I guess he was basically a YouTuber and then took a bit of a break, a bit of a step back, and then wanted to comment on the whole Nick Nocturnal and YouTube sucking video. Remember to subscribe to everybody because it helps. Like I said, don't be a hypocrite like me. So we are going to watch this video because I think out of all of the videos I watched reacting to Nick Nocturnal leaving, reacting to YouTube being a bitch, I think this one was the most honest and accurate and made the best points. This is not Become the Night. This is Bradley Hall eating beans. So, he's a Dream Theater meat writer. I think I saw that. I think I went through some of his videos. But he makes a lot of very good points here. You should check out the video on your own because we're not going to just steal the content, but I am going to react. So
is it just me? Or is guitar YouTube and metal YouTube like pretty much completely dead by this point?
Well, it just so happens that your friend here is only mostly dead.
Can you guys hear his video?
There's a big difference between mostly dead and all dead. Please open the mouth.
Fuck. I don't know how to fix that since this was being weird. God damn it. Well, I will have to mess with that later. Never forget about everything I just said, except that I really agree with this video. Go watch this video and then make your own fucking opinion on it. Maybe I'll do a video reacting to this video since StreamYards wants to suck right now. Anyway, yeah, go watch this video. I agree with pretty much everything you said. It really just backs up everything I already said, that YouTube sucks and you need to multi-stream to other stuff. It sounds horrible, but we can hear. I'm not going to make you go through that. Don't worry. Well, I guess we can scrap all the other fucking videos I pulled up then. Stupid piece of shit. Fuck, one of them was really good. How can I fix this? God damn it. This is a strange problem to have. Let me try this again. Let me try this one more time.
And
all right.
So, is it just me, or is guitar YouTube and metal YouTube like pretty much completely dead by this point?
Well, it just so happens that your friend here is only mostly dead.
I think it's working now.
There's a big difference between mostly dead and all dead. Please open his mouth.
Fucking Obama said there'd be change. Thanks, Biden. Thanks, Trump. No, all right, we got it fixed. Holy shit. Well, prepare for a long episode then. All right, well, now we are going to watch it.
Mostly dead. He's slightly alive. Now, all dead. Well, with all dead...
Or maybe not that clip. Maybe we'll get...
There's usually only one thing that you can do.
What's that?
There's been a
now I'm demonetized. Thank you.
Number of worrisome videos from the YouTube metal community lately. Videos claiming that metal YouTube might be dead.
It's not just metal YouTube. It's fucking pretty much YouTube entirely, unless you already have 1 million subscribers.
That no one credits yours truly with predicting this in May of 2024.
Because I think this is an extremely serious problem for creator sustainability across the platform. This is really bad. There is definitely a cap on this, and I don't see this community getting revitalized anytime in the near future. It's been a trend for everyone. Views across the community are pretty much down. We may be seeing the death of the YouTube metal and rock space in real.
See, everything he says right there is true, because I hear that from, or I see that and hear it from the metal people. But we talk about this shit every fucking day, it seems, this year. With my gamer friends over on Saturday Night Hypnosis. Everyone across the board is experiencing this. Gun Drummer has talked to me about this. He clearly does not do, I mean, metal or game, kind of metal, but guns. I've been really... I haven't confirmed it yet, but I've been wanting to look through and see if I can find any, like, more mainstream reactors or, like, leftist commentators, if they're saying the same issues. I know a couple of people, like, digging into the algorithm to try to figure out what the hell this shit is. But that's the thing, yeah. When it's not just... me, I'm not just hearing it from metal. It's not just one of my videos. It's not just one of my friends' videos. It's YouTube sucks.
Time. Gee, it's almost like I know what I'm talking about or something. Nick Nocturnal made a video saying he'd be stepping back from making content on YouTube for a while to, quote, figure his life out. Very vague and gay shit that sounds
based
serious, but you don't know if it's like, I need to settle my family's estate serious, or I need to play Zelda Tears of the Kingdom serious.
I think it was, I don't want to fucking react to Tim Lambesis again serious.
This prompted Bradley Hall to make...
You can only go, oh my god, this Sleep Token song is amazing, so many times.
A video saying what everyone has been thinking for at least 2 years now.
So, is it just me, or is guitar YouTube and metal YouTube like pretty much completely dead by this point?
And this prompted Jared Dines to make a video responding to Bradley's video, this incestuous garbage that is emblematic of why it's dying.
That's why I'm reacting to him reacting to Bradley. Content.
Helping you fill in.
But like I said, like I will probably clip me reacting to this video on this live stream, and I bet it will do better than the video of me traveling to Iceland, talking to bands, talking about culture, talking to a fucking president. That's not the fans' fault. That's not viewers' fault. That is Skynet.
Apps what these videos missed. I really don't have much to reply to Bradley's video with, not only because he kind of just gave the audience's perspective.
Oh, wait, there's a comment I was going to respond to. Have you ever heard of Goral World? You can make some views there. Make it metal. I don't know what that is, but I could look into it. I think it has a lot to do with people using TikTok more than YouTube. That could be a thing too, yeah, that newer generations are retarded and can't pay attention. I've had adult friends in their 30s tell me that they will not watch a YouTube video that's over 3 minutes long. And they think that makes them smart, beneficial patrons of society. I fucking hate TikTok. I think it's retarded and gay. So, but I'm probably going to set one up and just do like quick little clips of my videos, like 20 seconds of the intro, throw it on TikTok just to say, hey, go watch this on YouTube. That's it. I'm not scrolling that shit. I'm not talking to anybody on it. I'm not going to catfish anybody on it. But to try to get views, it would be a good idea. Fuck TikTok, hail YouTube. I mean, it's getting to the point of both of them. That attracts the wrong audience. If you change the content, it would. I wouldn't change the content at all. It would just be a short little, basically a TikTok trailer to go watch the video on YouTube. Is literally all I would do. I mean, the youth nowadays have the attention span of a goldfish. Correct. Where are we at? Let's continue. Take another shot.
Effective. But also because I joined him in a roundtable of creators for quite the star-studded Zoom
that I was not invited to. Anyway,
where we more than exhausted this topic. I gave a really quick presentation on there where I was a few cups deep in the whiskey. Hopefully he'll publish that video and you can see for yourselves, but we'll see. Until then, you get this presentation. Look, metal YouTube is not dead in the same way rock isn't dead.
Same way punk isn't dead.
They're just calcified. I don't have a very specific answer for how to save it because, well, frankly, I don't really give that much of a shit. I care very much for the creators in this space. I care deeply about my audience who's graced me with their attention, and especially those who've graced me with their money. But I'm referring to individuals. This whole collective metal thing is just a very narrow aesthetic that has refused to mean anything other than an adrenaline hit for a very long time now. Yeah. And because of that, it deserves to meet its inevitable fate. Irrelevance. You could call metal YouTube dead, and in that same spirit, this video is an autopsy. I'm going to examine each organ of this really stupid, prideful, drug-filled corpse and determine what actually killed it. And I'd like to...
The issue is more with YouTube itself. Every community has "we're dying off" videos now, but YouTube's bad algorithm prioritizes slop now because That's what keeps the people watching. That is 100% what I'm saying and what I'm arguing against. Like I said earlier in the stream, I have no problem with someone deciding one of my videos isn't for them or they're not interested in it. Or if there was a video where I made a mistake, got something wrong. I hear that all the time, even if I didn't get it wrong. But genuine human reaction, whether it's positive or negative, I am not taking any issue with in this whole rant I've been going on for almost an hour. I'm complaining about the algorithm 100%.
To begin with examining some key points from the video.
I mean, there is human elements of it. Metal YouTube especially kind of was in a narrow box of what it could do since it largely got popular off of slop reaction videos. And everyone just going, oh my God, this song is amazing. So yeah, that part is true. But it's also largely the algorithm basically deciding who goes where, what videos get seen and what doesn't.
Videos Nick and Jared made. Please keep in mind, these aren't perfectly formed thoughts of mine, and I know these are not perfectly formed thoughts of Jared or Nick's, and we may not be articulating as perfectly as we'd like to. But before we examine those videos, I need to tell you about these great cigars. These great cigars that I was...
You absolutely do not. If you would like to, I mean, go watch this whole video, because I'm not going to try to just stream the whole fucking thing, but he likes cigars. Go talk about that. I will respect that. Even though it's not for me, he decides on his own to do these ad breaks for cigars for no apparent reason.
Would that mean jack shit to you? It doesn't mean jack shit to me without asking Chat GPT. So
yep.
Let's take a look at Nick's video.
All right. Nothing against cigars. Put down the hoagie and grab a stogie.
Reason I started making content all the way back then was because I wanted to share music with people. I wanted to share metal, talk about it. I didn't have that really growing up. I didn't have people to talk about metal or breakdowns or 5/7/8 or guitar with that I could relate to. I was always kind of the weird one out that just, you know, I didn't felt like I really belonged in anywhere.
Okay, look, I want to start by saying I have no hate for Nick, but yeah, that sounds a little like bullshit to me. If you
Oh damn. Shots fired. Shots fired.
Really just wanted a community to share nerdy metal music shit with, you could have continued to be a viewer on YouTube, or I mean, if you wanted to be a true degenerate, you could become a mod on Reddit. But you specifically chose to create, and that takes a lot more effort than just sharing your thoughts with people. I don't doubt that you also felt isolated and separate from others to some degree, but I mean, showing other people your creations for validation is a very different story from no one in my high school like breakdowns. Like it's a little dog shit. Unless you
I respect the creators who are completely unfiltered, even if I don't agree with all of their statements.
Were homeschooled for your whole childhood and have no internet privileges, this seems like a bit of a tall tale. I went to a tiny high school.
You don't know if Nick was Canadian Bubble Boy or not.
And there were several other metalheads in my school. Look, I could be wrong. Technically, I've heard of people who live in towns where no one else likes the music that they like. But I also know these kinds of YouTube creator people well enough to tell that there's probably a lot more self-interest to his motivations to starting a YouTube channel. But he's afraid people will think less of him for it. I only touch on this because it relates to a topic later in the video. Even if I take his story at face value, which I absolutely don't, the motivations to continuously crank out content.
I think this is the first YouTube video reacting to Nick that I've seen where he was just like, yeah, I think it's bullshit.
For view maxing are typically fairly shallow. And that's why people quit. Because shallow is not worth dying for.
My whole adult life has been basically broadcasted on the internet. So the little bit of space, personal stuff, family things I have, I don't really share with you guys. And I don't think it's the space because I always want to keep that space something positive and fun and exciting.
There's a lot of problems in the metal YouTube space that I'm going to highlight and dissect. But I think...
Wait. I respect him more if he wasn't wearing shorts and showing his fat thigh to us. Damn! It is a little Basic Instinct-ish, isn't it? What does Nick Nocturnal have to do with metal again? Damn. More shots fired. I think the issue is that most creators fall into a rut of just rinse, lather, repeat with their content. They don't expand much from what they become known for. See, that's the thing, is that you are right that a lot of people do fall into that rut. That's exactly what Finn was bitching about. But the other part of it is, and it's addressed in this video that we're watching, is that YouTube punishes creators for trying to do that. If someone is making a bunch of reaction videos and is like, you know what, I don't want to react anymore, I want to do this very interesting, thoughtful video, the YouTube algorithm will say, fuck you. You got to turn the meat puppets into retards with your slop videos so that we can take over the planet. Anyway.
I think this is the gestalt of the problem. Positive, fun, exciting.
This part is super accurate.
But these things are bad. Follow with me here for a second. You know what these words feel. That's why you respond positively to them. These words are strictly emotional language, divorced from consequence, responsibility, personality. But have you actually ever sat down
Half of Metal U2 has no idea what he just said.
And thought about what these words mean? The first word is positive. Some define it as constructive, optimistic, or confident. The word constructive is great, but I doubt most people actually mean constructive when they use the term positive.
No, they mean steel clap.
I'd say positive in 99% of cases is another word for optimistic or upbeat, just generally feeling good.
Yeah, I think upbeat is the more optimistic, not even. Upbeat's more like all Metal YouTube that's React videos. It's the same feeling as just eating a cookie. You get to like, oh, that was nice, and then forget about it immediately. My best videos on this channel, it was mentioned earlier, the worst disasters one, the mosh pit video one. Those ones are not about a topic that's on a time limit. It's not reacting to a current thing that will fade in 4 days. They're topics that can be watched at any time that are still relevant. And those videos obviously do the best. There will be times where I want to talk about some current little thing, but that's really how my channel started taking off, was those videos, which I do like and prefer. But yeah, just for what he's saying, I like to think those videos provide a little insight into stuff rather than just someone reacting to the new fucking Spirit Box song just being like, oh my God, a breakdown.
Okay, that's not bad. I wouldn't say it's amazing on its own, but not bad. The next word is fun, amusing, entertaining, enjoyable, very similar to positive, but with more emphasis on amusement. Again, not inherently bad. And then finally, exciting, causing great enthusiasm and eagerness. This word again points towards positivity, but this time more centered around things being high.
All right, honest question, chat. Honest question. Which is douchier? Him sitting in the chair in shorts with his legs crossed with a cigar and whiskey? Or me wearing sunglasses inside? Let me know in the chat.
So to reword the fluffy, open to interpretation buzzwords he used, his content was supposed to be optimistic, amusing, and energetic. And having consumed some of Nick's content, yeah, I'd say that matches the description of what he was aiming for.
Problem with that is that if you're just steel clapping shill, not necessarily saying Nick was that, but people want to hear authenticity. And if you're clearly avoiding certain topics, people tend to pick up on that. This is called the Stuckman effect. But a compliment I've gotten a lot on my channel is that I am honest, that I will say if something sucks or if something is good or not. And a lot of YouTubers, a lot of metal fucking people in general, fall into basically just wanting to be accepted by the scene, the world, the band. So they won't want to say anything that might ruffle a band's feathers or make people spam comments at them.
You know who else matches that description? Jared Dines, Bradley Hall, Rob Scallon, Sophie Burrell, Anthony Vincent, Markiplier, Kay's Cooking, Ecstasy, Cocaine, Marijuana, nicotine, alcohol. Those three words are just positive feelings.
Fentanyl.
Things you could get from a multitude of substances,
Heroin.
and for that matter, a multitude of metalhead shredders online. Besides a nice temporary hit of dopamine, what have you actually given to someone when you make content that meets this very base criteria? And more importantly, why didn't Nick use any of these words to describe his content? Inspiring, which...
Pause. I remember when metalheads worship Satan, sacrifice virgins to him, 8 children and 86 their parents. Good times. And now look where we are. Thanks, Obama. This part was really important, so I'm going to go back just a couple seconds. Yep.
Word, the fluffy, open to interpretation buzzwords he used, his content was supposed to be optimistic, amusing, and energetic. And having consumed some of Nick's content, yeah, I'd say that matches the description of what he was aiming for. You know who else matches that description? Jared Dines, Bradley Hall, Rob Scallon, Sophie Burrell, Anthony Vincent, Markiplier, Kay's Cooking, ecstasy, cocaine, marijuana, nicotine, alcohol. Those three words are just positive feelings. Things you could get from a multitude of substances, and for that matter, a multitude of metalhead shredders online. Besides a nice temporary hit of dopamine, what have you actually given to someone when you make content that meets this very base criteria? And more importantly, why didn't Nick use any of these words to describe his content? Inspiring, which means to excite, encourage, or invigorate someone, especially to do something creative. Or using the classical definition, to infuse with a divine or supernatural influence, essentially to breathe into, to blow upon. Constructive.
Whoa. Pause.
Serving a useful purpose, tending to build up. Edifying, providing moral or intellectual instruction. Meaningful, serious, important, or useful in some way. Really just having to do with the stuff of life, the purpose of life. I would say some of Nick's content actually fits this bill. All the creators I listed earlier have made some content that meets this criteria.
But I would argue not the majority of it. Which, like we said, is partially YouTube algorithm, partially just people being addicted, drama, gossip, and everything. My most meaningful compliment that I get is when people say that they're inspired by my videos or it helped them find bands or want to start a band or whatever. That's always one that will stop me and be like, that's really fucking cool. I really appreciate that. But I think that's something that a lot of creators across metal, but YouTube in general, don't really have that in mind. It's more just them reacting to something and being like, whoa, that's crazy. That's one thing that I would get annoyed with a lot with metal YouTubers, is if there was some story that broke, some like the Blue Ridge thing, when that festival fell apart, majority of metal YouTube was people going, whoa, that's crazy. I can't believe that. And I think I actually dug into it and looked into what was going on and tried to find information on it. And Tank the Tech was there, so he could actually talk about it and give more detail. But a lot of the time when something big or newsworthy does kind of happen in metal, all of YouTube's reaction is just being like, whoa, that's crazy. And they don't really dive into it more. I was actually impressed when I heard this video of him speaking intelligent sentences.
This is the point where I'm sure there are several of you in the audience asking why I need to make everything so damn serious. Why am I trying to make things that are only fun overly serious?
Sharon is right. This whole time we've been ranting about how YouTube sucks. Now people could help. And we've got about 75 to 80 people watching right now. And this stream has only 6 likes. People, if you want good metal content, if you don't want just reactions to Tim Lambesis, like the stream, share the stream, help the people out. You don't even have to give me any money. I mean, you can, it'd be nice, but like the stream. Someone said it had 40 last time I checked the stream. Is that viewers or likes? Well, then we'll say it has too few. So everyone keep liking it anyway.
Right. Not everything needs to be so serious. I agree with you. And that is not what I am pointing at. I'm speaking specifically about a problem of intent in the metal YouTube community. Is metal YouTube setting out to make content with the intentions of being inspiring, constructive, edifying, and meaningful? Or is it setting out just to be emotionally gratifying? I think
well, most of YouTube, I would say, is that one.
The answer is obvious after a surface level examination of the content. There's a fundamental problem of motivations for making and consuming metal music content, and it stems from the fundamental values and limitations of the genre itself. We're going to explore those later in the video.
I have a very unhealthy relationship with content where I will go through shit, and instead of necessarily dealing with it in that moment, 2 hours later, I'm like, all right, someone just, that's close to me passed away. Like, I guess let's go do the stream or get the YouTube video finished, which again, like, I have the most blessed job in the world, and I'll never take that for granted. But I've never taken that proper time to just absorb things like that, like a normal, I think, human basically would.
I'd say most content creators have an unhealthy relationship with content to some degree.
I would agree, and it sucks.
Some more than others. I don't want to minimize the hard family moments he missed or didn't process properly, but if you look at his channel performance as of late, I think this will more holistically complete the picture of why he wants to step away.
This part's good.
All right. First place, let's pop over to Social Blade. All right, so taking a look at Nick Nocturnal's Social Blade here.
Social Blade is a website where you can basically see the traction of people's social media.
If you look at monthly gained subscribers here, it looks like back in 2022, before the big thing popped off for him as huge as it was going to be.
What's the big thing? I don't even know what he's talking about.
Looks like he was pretty consistent, sitting just under 20,000 per month, which is huge. That's amazing. Then it popped like way up to double that for a couple months, actually. Yeah, a whole, almost like a half of a year. Then it started to mellow out a bit. And then, you get these plateaus as a creator after your big bump. And then you want to see like that big boost again, right? And then it looks like things kind of were petering out for him on the sub side over the last year or so, I would say, maybe a little bit more than a year. I want to make sure I'm not trying to like dunk on him or anything. My stats are way effing worse. All of this is data collection to point towards motivations. So let's look at monthly gained views. Honestly, looks better than what the subs do. So if we come over here, he's looking at...
That happens to pretty much most creators. Your channel will like struggle in the beginning. You're just wanting to get anyone to view it. And then if you get a couple of videos to hit, it will kind of get this boost and do really well for a while. And then it will kind of like bounce out and not be quite as cranking as it was. You shouldn't retire right away is what I'm saying.
About 4 million to 4.5 million a month. Pops way up to almost 10 million, looking for this part of the year, somewhere between 6 at the lowest and then 9.5 at the highest for over a year is ridiculous. And then if you come over here and look at the view counts, they look a little bit better, though not amazingly better than what he was prior to that huge jump in views there. But I'd still say that's a net positive. Now, this is total monthly views, so this or make that are relevant to audiences. But you have a covalent pressure from YouTube, making sure you only talk a while before you finally hit one that was published in the last year. Some of the better ones are in the hundreds of thousands.
He talks about videos tanking, which I've
what he was prior to that huge jump. Some of the better ones are in the hundreds of thousands. But then like this poor damn thing, Mosh Pit Wedding is crazy, only had 20,000 views. Like, look, this is not a Nick problem. That is a YouTube problem. Even if you put that in front of 10 random fans, at least 5 of them would click on it out of sheer curiosity.
That's what the fuck I'm saying.
At least I expect they would. Like, that's wild. That's not a Nick problem. Okay.
That's what I get mad at. Not people being like, oh, I didn't want to watch this video. Dumbass robots deciding what hits and what doesn't.
Okay, like these aren't horrible views, but I wouldn't say that they're like dominating the internet views. And Nick was definitely in a spot of dominating the internet. Let's take a look at the popular ones. Popular ones are breaking the millions. And if you notice, they're all from 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 6 years ago. You need to scroll down a while
is not wrong
before you finally hit one that was published in the last year. Falling in reverse, Ronald is heavy. almost 600,000 views from over a year ago. It looks like it's not even in his top, or it's like barely in his top 50. I want to make sure I'm very clear. I am not saying Nick has fallen off. Those are still incredibly impressive numbers. This is really more to say.
But it paints a picture of how stupid the YouTube algorithm is. The weirdest one for me, the weirdest example that I have on my channel is when I first did the 70K videos. I went on a cruise with 60 metal bands. The first season of that, you could say, I did 4 videos, one for each day of the cruise. The first 2 videos got over 100,000 views. The second 2 videos got under 20,000 views. You're going to tell me that, what, 3/4 or more of the audience decided to not finish the season? That's not accurate. That doesn't make sense.
If you look at the kind of content he's making, he's made essentially the same kind of shit for the last
That is very true.
5 years or so. And over the last year or so, he's been seeing some substantially diminishing returns. Like I said, granted, the views are still really close and a little bit up from before he had that major blow up in 2023. But when your subscriber count has doubled in size, that isn't much of a consolation to your brain's reward system, especially when you're used to getting these like huge maximum videos. This isn't the point at Nick specifically. This is a massive problem across metal YouTube. Again, I already examined
all YouTube.
Some of that in my video talking about Finn McKenty. That will be linked in the comments or the description below. I don't know. It'll be somewhere below. But to boil it down quickly, it's a synergistic problem. It's the calcification of metal meeting the content siloing of YouTube.
And both of them are, well, I was going to say both of them are limited, but that's not exactly true. I would say because metal content can more or less be. But I was thinking people need to be more fucking creative. Like I have my travel metal videos, which I love. If I could, I would do that all of the time, would be just traveling the festivals and doing videos on that. Are there more people doing that? Are there more metal travel guide people and not just here's a reaction, here's a dumb gent guitar riff? Metalheads do need to be more creative in their content, I think.
Not only are there less things to talk about or make that are relevant to audiences, but you have a covalent pressure from YouTube, making sure you only talk about those bands whose relevance is constantly waning. Otherwise, you get punished. Okay.
Every video I do on Tim Lambesis does well. If I talk about Tim Lambesis here with you guys and I clip it and I upload it, those do better than videos where I like spent days putting shit together, figuring things out, putting info together.
Okay, we're about to talk about Jared's video, but first I wanted to give you some more thoughts on the Pints with Aquinas cigar.
No, we're good.
There'll be a link in the description for you to learn more. Okay.
Still saying, I recommend watching the whole video.
Take a look at Jared's video.
Has guitar YouTube and metal YouTube gotten stale? I mean, yes, a little bit, right? It's like everything. Well,
to be fair, that's because they're all into core. Core, yeah. When you're all just doing breakdowns, there's only so much. What, Bradley Hall's the only one that is metal guitarist that isn't doing just breakdowns and proggy shit?
something is new and being done for the first time, it's exciting, right? People pay attention. It's like anything else. Once it's been done for 10 years, 12 years, 15 years at this point, it kind of becomes stale and boring. That's just the natural flow of how things work.
Jared is tapping into one of the fundamental characteristics of entertainment. Surprise. I had a bunch of people push back on me when I brought this up in my review of Parasomnia. That's Dream Theater's latest record for those of you who have been laid before. But I still stand by this, and I'll probably elaborate what I mean by surprise in a later video. But the aspects of surprise that Jared is pointing to in this regard are novelty and spectacle. Basically how new or inventive something is and how much attention it can draw. Seeing metal guys
back to the shock rock days
do metal.
People in chat keep asking my thoughts on Spaceballs too. It's going to be horrendous. It's way too late for that shit. And Mel Brooks is basically like kind of cameo on the side of it. It's being made by that like Josh Glad guy who makes shit. So no, I have zero excitement for it at all. I love Mel Brooks, but that's not going to be good.
Things online in 2012 was very novel. The most video we had of metal was either music videos, concerts, or like Metalocalypse.
What's this place called?
This is, I believe, called Food Library.
I remember being 12.
Food library.
Seeing skits comparing different genres or sharing inside musician jokes that we didn't even realize were there and existed was really cool. It was like saying the thing that we were all thinking, but no one had really presented it in that way before. Like, I'm really happy Jared did that. That was such a good community binder. At the same time, seeing the rise of the online shredder garnered a ton of eyes to what seemed to be the few elite. And this gave more people
trying to give me a copyright
in the audience greater access to very fast and extreme guitar playing than ever before. This promulgates a new generation of people who also want that attention on them because they thought what that shredder did was really cool. So the success of these shredders online caused more shredders to enter the scene. And then you start to get saturation because competition got higher. And because the competition got higher, the phrasing and expression needed to be even more different to separate yourself from the crowd. This is just
now we have shit gent.
A quick example of novelty and spectacle. And in Jared's defense, yes, in most entertainment lanes, there has to be some level of novelty to keep audience interest up. But I don't think the novelty in and of itself is enough to sustain. And spectacle is usually just a cheap trick that means you have to be even more crazy and even more extreme the next time to get that same dopamine hit of spectacle. This does not make spectacle or novelty bad, just that you need to respect them for what they actually are. They are tools for garnering attention. So if these are both tools for garnering attention, but the attention isn't the ends themselves, many content creators just shuddered at the thought, then what ends are the tools of novelty and spectacle supposed to achieve? And I think this drives more towards the actual problem. It's partly a problem of intent, like I mentioned before, but I think it's also a problem of the genre of metal itself. What is that thing that metalheads gather around and share together?
Tinnitus.
Well, it seems like much of that is common experience. When a new track drops by Metallica, expect tons of creators you like or hate to drop.
Hate. I don't know who that guy is. I'm not specifically shitting on him, but I fucking hate content or song reactions.
A video reacting to it. They know it will get tons of views, but those videos get tons of views because Metallica is a cultural touchstone, an institution, something so common to the metalhead experience that it's a point of reference for a ton of people. Common experiences like these become the glue.
Do you listen to albums like that? Do you put on an album, sitting home by yourself, nobody watching, and you're like,
which binds the community, in quotes, together. But what
I saw one that was fucking awful. I don't know what their name was, so I can't put them on blast specifically. But some reaction popped up that was reacting to a new Baby Metal song, and this fucking guy was like running around his room and just like screaming and like so excited. And I was like, dude, please stop.
Happens when these common experiences grow old and become predictable? What's the next common experience? If your genre is calcified, can you have a next common experience?
Another element of this too is that a lot of musicians spend years trying to be heard, but then once people are listening, they have nothing left to say.
Yeah, this is a problem.
That exactly what Jared just said is 1,000% true. And also this comment. Guitar nerd videos are fucking boring. It's all nerdery and technical talk, which doesn't hold attention much, even for people genuinely interested in learning more about guitar. I think a lot of metal YouTube in general suffers from that problem. People who just in general aren't entertaining or interesting. So like we're talking about the best album ever, but if they're just being like, the songs on this are really good, they play in this tempo and do this and blah, 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 blah. Like, or you could have someone like me saying like the song makes you want to throw a whiskey bottle at someone's head, which is more exciting to watch. That guy Jared has charisma. He's actually interesting to listen to. Yeah, he was entertaining. I used to watch his stuff way back in the day.
Again, of intent. What is the mission of the musician? Some would say it's to be heard. Okay, but how do you know that what you have to say is worth hearing?
A lot of people just want to shout with nothing to actually fucking say. Like, everyone look at me. I can make noises. And then they look and they're like, that was something, that really kind of got settled into me, I guess. Going through acting stuff, when I used to take acting classes back in the day, or just being on stage in general, performing in any way, you'd want to go up knowing what your intent was, knowing what you wanted to achieve, what you were aiming for. You weren't just going to go up on stage in front of an audience and be like, I'll see what happens. And that happens with YouTube. Obviously, people can tell if a creator is not interested, is just making slop content. Yeah.
Sold a lie by modernity that self-expression is a fundamental good unto itself.
No.
It doesn't matter what you're saying, as long as you're saying it, then it's good. As though being heard were the most important thing to the human experience. If an artist or a creative person has some kind of mission they're trying to fulfill, if they have some sort of aim, they'll typically lose direction or guidance when that mission is accomplished, right? So if your mission is only to be heard, what comes next after you've finally been heard? What the hell does the dog do with the car once he's finally caught it?
I've been there for sure. You spend years and years and years trying to build up your YouTube channel, and then once you have a huge following, you've done all your content that you've really wanted to do. You've said everything that you really want to say. There's not really much left to say, and so you kind of have to start forcing content that isn't natural to you. It isn't what people fell in love with you in the first place for, right?
Okay, this introduces another problem.
That's definitely a problem. But as it becomes a problem of creators running out of what inspired them to want to say whatever in the first place, and then just not being creative. That some fault does come on to the creator if they cannot possibly conceive of creating a video that is not reacting to the latest Sleep Token song, At that same time, that video will be crushed by YouTube. So what's it matter? Everyone cut your hair, get a job.
What if you've just said all that you have to say? What if there's nothing left to be said in general? Similar conundrum with a different origin. But this begs the question, why do you feel the need to keep creating if you've said everything you need to say? Maybe this idea of I just want to be heard and I'm doing this for the community are merely smoke screens for the actual culprit. I want more attention, please.
Reinventing yourself again and again and again is incredible.
That might be why I dislike reacting to... God, this is terrible still.
Incredibly hard to do, no matter what.
That might be why I dislike reaction to song videos so much. I'm like, I don't give a fuck that you're ignorant to music. What the fuck do I care? If you have something interesting to say on it, cool, but...
What field you are in. And a lot of content creators just... They don't really know how to do that. Going back to 331 E-Rock, I don't know if you guys remember him. He used to do metal guitar covers of like huge Disney songs, and the videos would get like 5 to 10 million views a video because it was really fresh. It was new. I mean, this was back in like 2012, 2013.
Again, Jared is saying fresh and new, meaning novel and spectacle. The spectacle is contrasting these seemingly opposite things, Disney music and metal, and making them work together. But after you've made it through some of the more popular Disney songs, people pretty much know what to expect. Once the surprise is done, you can't go back and do another version of Let It Go in the style of metal. And I think another issue.
He smoked it. Someone was commenting earlier saying he never touched the cigar. He did.
When talking about things like metal covers of X thing, is so many of them just aren't actually that great. Like, they're usually not bad, but they are very rarely legendary. The whole point of people coming to watch it is to satisfy the curiosity of the premise presented. These two opposite things mashed together. But once the curiosity is satisfied, is it fulfilling enough of a piece of art to stand on its own? Can it work without the spectacle? Albums like Dark Side of the Moon, Revolver, Led Zeppelin 4, Thriller, all these albums had substantial amount of novelty and spectacle, but they had something else. that unquantifiable substance. There are YouTube metal covers that people keep going back to. In my humble opinion, the Rachad EB covers of the Undertale soundtrack are some of the greatest examples of the metalized version, adding something substantial and satisfying that the original didn't have. This is a rare case.
Dan Vask also does excellent metal covers if you haven't seen his channel. And speaking of that, it actually reminded me of a positive metal thing to get to later.
If you had more of these metal covers being worth people coming back to, I don't think we'd be as worried about novelty or spectacle. I think most metal covers simply were not good enough on their own. And in general, YouTube is a place that fosters disposable FOMO content. Got to make sure you get in quick to the latest and greatest thing, and then next week there will be already something more latest and greatest than the previous one.
Yeah, and then that video will just fade out. I think many YouTubers have that problem when it comes to reactionary type of stuff. Which, I mean, I watch a lot of people who do those type of things, but that is an issue you face. Is something will be a very hot topic for a week, and then that video will hit its peak and then just die off of there. Whereas, like, some of my videos will randomly get boosts of ones that were like a couple years old.
It incentivizes cheap thrills fast, not long-lasting substance. All right, last break here to talk about this Chesterton cigar.
Now we're good. Let's see. Is there another part I should get to, or no? Let's go here. Ew.
It's not actually that interesting. Let me break this into two categories. We got making it appear as though you're resting on your laurels, because they're not a whole lot, but it's subtle. Yeah, I dig this guy. This guy kills. And like I said before, if these cigars interest you, you can find out more.
100%. When people start getting the success and the money, resting on their laurels is the term, I believe. You kind of, you know, if you're not passionate about it, if you really don't have anything left to say, it's tough to like really stay motivated. If you don't have that passion, like, you need to have that passion for what you do.
This clearly says to me that the mission was not to give to others. It wasn't to instruct. It wasn't to help the world open its eyes to the truth. The mission was just to satisfy yourself, whether that was through mass validation of your own expression or accumulation of status and wealth. So Jared finally says the quiet part out loud here. Like I said earlier, if you accomplish the mission you were seeking to accomplish, which at least subconsciously was acquiring money and fame, then it will appear as though you're resting on your laurels because you already got what motivated you to begin with in the first place. The only incentive to keep making good stuff is to maintain that status and money. To be clear, I don't think this was Jared's only motivation for making content. It's not anyone's only motivation for making.
It's hard not to have it be motivation, though. If you're making YouTube videos and you start making a lot of money off of it, then yeah, that definitely starts a big motivation. And then especially if that starts taking a hit, you start panicking or getting nervous or getting desperate to make shitty content. But anyway, yeah, I won't go through the entire video. I think we've covered most of the points that I wanted to. I said I wouldn't make everyone go through it, so fine. Unless chat overrules me, but anyway, I think it's a great video. I recommend watching the full thing. I agree with pretty much all of his points, except on cigars. But yeah, so all of that being said, just to say to support your favorite local bands and content creators, like the video, share the stream, share videos. Anyway, let's talk about like good, positive, fun metal stuff, hopefully. There's got to be good things going on in the world too. Well, since actually, before I forget it, we talked about Dan Vask. And I like when content creators do cool shit. So I definitely am spelling this wrong. There we go. Yeah, so people say that YouTubers, content creators are just untalented people who live in their mom's basement and don't contribute anything to society. Well, suck it. Two of them just made a kick-ass metal song. We've got Dan Vask with Eric July of the Rippaverse. They did a metal song together called Norfolka. It's for one of Eric July's new comics coming out. Yeah. Can I play a second of this without getting in trouble? Dan, don't sue me. I'm going to play a little bit of this just to give people a sample. It was like pretty cool Manowar type of shit. I'm playing a sample for you guys to hear. I've already heard the song. I'm showing you guys a cool song to check out. Get off my back, motherfucker. Goddamn.
I can see an innate desire, sword in hand, warriors side by side. I can feel it, it burns like fire. Worlds collide, an unstable landscape, side by side. But that's what
Superman War.
this mandate, be it might, and unlikely allegiance. We will fight because that's the best defense. No turning back for such is our path. This day we find a glorious stand.
Kick-ass independent metal. Check it out. It was not a fucking react. I was recommending something to you guys. Get off my back. There's no auto-tune in that. What the fuck are you talking about? This is gayer than Manowar. That is impossible, sir. That is impossible. I'm seeing Manowar this Saturday. Is that in Iceland? People were talking about that show coming up when I was there. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, there was that recommendation. Something funny. Actually, I got a funny video to react to. It's short. Don't worry. I could have covered this last week, but I didn't do the show. Suicide Silence is going on tour with Slaughter to Prevail. And as we all know, internet cretins had some things to say about it. Slaughter to Prevail and Dying Fetus, or no, Suicide Silence and Dying Fetus were getting backlash for touring with Slaughter to Prevail. How could they? And I'm not a fan of Suicide Silence's music, but they seem like cool dudes. Garza's podcast is good. I didn't even know they had their own full podcast, but I respect their answers here, giving that drama.
We're going on tour.
Oh, damn, dude.
We are going on.
That's probably the shottest of topics.
Yeah, it's the shottest of topics because, you know,
everybody hates it.
Everybody hates it. I love it.
Tour with Stone Temple Pilots.
That's right, dude.
STP. Dude, STP, that hit me today, actually.
Really?
Randomly. I saw him. Like, oh, yeah, it's the same. STP.
I'm sorry, I'm old. STP will always be Stone Temple Pilots.
Yeah, same. But
I honestly didn't know what they meant when they said STP at first either.
Slaughter's going to be Slaughter. I'm always going to call him Slaughter.
True.
Someone said I'm doing react videos. I should do like music react for this. Every time they say something, like, oh my god.
So yeah,
Slaughter.
this
DF and SS.
That's right. This this lineup has caused a lot of people to get their jizz in a
they
bunch.
hate us because they ain't us.
That's right,
bro.
That's
all
right.
those
What's the
people.
problem?
All those people. Every single person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What's the problem?
Every single person talking shit is going to be at these fucking shows.
Well, that too.
They're like
Or
every
if they want to stay home, 8 of their friends are gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Or they're
I
talking.
guess I'll go.
Yeah,
You
Or
guess
they're
I'll
talking shit from.
I'm leaving
here.
before the airliner, though. Now you're drunk and you're gonna stay.
Yeah.
yeah.
Look, anybody who's doubting, anybody who says that
I love
Suicide or Dying Fetus need to be above Slaughter or Prevail, just go to a Slaughter show.
Yeah.
Look at how many people they fucking draw. It is a fucking honor to be on tour with them. It is fucking cool to see a younger band taking
That's cool.
the reins of deathcore and taking it way
Let's
further than we
go.
ever did.
Mhm.
like this is a proud moment for us. And if you fucking think otherwise, fuck you.
Yeah, go fight Alex Terrible
just
too.
fucking say
Yeah,
it, dude.
go
The
fight
internet-
Alex.
Go fight
the
him.
internet is
Go
fucking
bare knuckle
goofy.
fight him.
The internet's fucking goofy.
Bunch of
They're
goofballs.
fucking-
Pretty
It's not a- it's not a
Hey,
real place.
this day and age, though, you announce any tour, someone's gonna
Oh
say
yeah,
something.
someone's gonna be fucking crying about it, dude.
Dude, is there
Oh
any
my
place-
God,
is there
you
any
didn't
places
come
on
to
this tour that
Lucas Giovanni
that we have not played in
Dude,
forever?
we're finally playing the fucking Brixton Academy in London.
There you go.
That's gonna be sick.
Oh shit! There
Finally.
it is.
When was the last time we played Oslo?
We played Oslo on the Lionheart tour.
We went to Norway on that
No,
tour.
No, we did not. I've never been to Norway.
The last time, the only time
I've
Me neither.
never been to Norway.
Oslo was on the Parkway Drive tour.
Before me.
Who needs friends when you can just watch a podcast and talk along with them, pretend like you're there?
That's
Great signs of a healthy society.
one of the only. If there was another time, it was one other time.
We did that tour with I think Asley Dying where we went
that's
to
a big
like
venue,
We went to Oslo on that tour.
yeah.
That's
We've only played Norway like twice.
Played Oslo with Whitechapel.
And
That's
if we played Oslo, we maybe played a festival in Norway.
It's kind of hard to get
But
there.
I
Right?
don't think we ever did.
I've never been to Norway
Never been?
ever. I'm
Oh,
really
wow.
stoked.
Well,
There's a
why
lot
not?
of places on
Oh,
this.
maybe-
Shows are mild.
Maybe we
I know. I'm waiting for it.
maybe we
But-
played in like we did like Stockholm. And
We've done Sweden,
Sweden.
Sweden's
and
not
like-
Norway.
and the crowd goes mild there too. Like it's super
Yeah, yeah.
mild.
So wait, to get
The
to
crowd goes mild.
Norway to Sweden, that's just a normal drive or what?
Yep.
Okay. It's not a ferry.
Probably up through Denmark.
No,
We
but
did
we are
Bubble gutting fucking breakfast.
Absolutely.
for some people
I
that,
love that breakfast.
for some people that don't know, some of these shows are arenas
Hockey arenas.
because
Yeah,
Slaughter is
hockey
that big.
arenas, yeah.
That's crazy.
Regardless what you think about them or say about them, they're fucking doing it, man.
So what Guards is
It's
telling you
sick.
is if you're sad about it, stay home and diddle your butthole, dude. We're still gonna play these shows packed. So
the real
who
world
cares?
and comments are two different worlds.
Exactly, 100%.
You
Also-
talk shit on them all you want, but there's arenas on.
I
this
try
fucking
not to
tour.
read
That's
any
crazy.
comments, but I read a few just because I
That's
like
crazy.
I like
for those of you that think the internet is a real place, congratulations.
No,
you played
you know what I like
yourself.
about it? I read some comments just because I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna read some."
Oh,
And I
no.
liked it. I liked the
Bad idea.
defenders. Like, hey, this is a really good thing for metal. I'm like, yeah.
There we go.
There you go. Thanks, fucking Crab
Right.
Core 69.
Crabcore 69.
I bet that's a real user handle.
Oh,
somewhere for
100%.
sure.
That's my new fucking.
Yo,
IG
Crabcore
handle.
69, if you're out there, dude, DM us.
Yeah.
I feel like at this point in our career, there's so many bands that I would open for that would fucking piss everybody off.
Oh yeah.
and everyone knows them too.
Yeah.
It's Oasis could take us out. I'm gonna be mad about it.
Shout out to them for that. Thank God. I'm so sick of bands like crumbling to shitty, stupid, fake fans, giving out their PR press releases, whining like, "We're so sorry for any offense we caused." As like a death metal band, someone says something dumb on stage, and then it's a fucking war online. Major respect to them for just saying "fuck off," as it should be. The internet is losing their shit, not more or less because of STP, but because of Alex. Yeah. Alex has as much drama surrounding him as Ronnie Radke. Yeah, from fucking retards who can't read. That's the entire point. Hey, Rocket. I didn't know you were on screen. What do you think of Alex Terrible? You can fight him? But yeah, that was really cool of them. Shout out to those guys. I've always laughed at metalheads pretending to be so strong and tough and independent and not taking any shit, and then someone says something, they cry. But we have positive metal things to talk about now, because believe it or not, there is some good in this world, Mr. Frodo, and it's worth headbanging for. Where am I going to start? Quite a few things, actually. Let's go. Maryland Death Fest has announced new bands, ladies and gentlemen. Festival I've not been to because I'm a fucking poser, but I really need to. That's entirely my fault. Where at? Creator, Pig Destroyer, Unmerciful, Antichrist, Siege Machine, and more added to Maryland Deathfest 2026. Already was looking like ooh. We've got Creator, Destruction. Getting some German thrash up in here. So far, the lineup is already. Do we have a flyer yet or no? Maryland Deathfest next year. We've already got all. Damn, it's a lot. 1914, Aberration, Aftermath. I'm gonna just read the ones I know. Batushka, Blood Red Throne, Cancer, Condemned, The Crown, Death Angel, German, Destruction, Dying Fetus, God to Throne, Grave, cool. Grave Infestation, Creator playing their good songs. Mortician, Pig Destroyer, Sarcophago. I think I gotta hit up Maryland Deathfest next year. Torso Fuck, Wolfheart. Yeah, I think it's time. I think it's time for either Wyatt's Metal to attend Maryland Deathfest or maybe for Dark Insanity to perform there. Nothing's been talked about, but I'm just saying. If anyone's like, what band should we book? I know one. Where are we at? There was that. We got. Yep. Oh, this was just fucking. I didn't watch this, but in weird news, not positive, but this popped up in my what the fuck news section today. Emily Armstrong of Linkin Park shaves fan's head at Rock for People 2025. This is your daily dose of, I have so many questions. I'm looking at this live with you all. Linkin Park kicked off their festival circuit last week at Rock for People. Someone with a massive sign said, "Emily cut my hair." Stop bringing these stupid fucking signs to concerts, please. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. Unless you're like a kid with cancer, then sure, but no. Armstrong pretty much said fuck it and welcomed the fan to the front of the crowd where he produced clippers out of nowhere. How did he bring those inside? I mean, we all know festival security is a joke, but what? Why would you think of doing this? Wait. Wrong page. Would you guys let a metal or a rock artist shave your head? Yeah, no. Let's see what the fuck this even is. What? What if you just took a chunk out of his fucking head? You're very trusting. All hyped up with energy and just be like, don't try that at a Cannibal Corpse show. Who likes Emily that much to where you'd ask her to do it? We appreciate you interrupting the show, sir. Is this cool? Is this exciting? Or is this fucking weird? Am I being a hater? Yeah, she's shaving his entire fucking head.
Oh my god!
What the fuck? Did he use his prison pocket to hide the clippers? And also, why? I can't tell which question is weighing on me more. How did he bring the clippers in, or why? How high are they? Higher than I've ever been, and that's saying a lot. He was probably drafted and had to shave it anyway. That's just smart thinking. He was like, fuck it. I'm going to war tomorrow. Might as well do it now. What was the band that let their female singer pee on them? That was a brass cover band that did covers of metal songs. Now that I said that, I just remembered they were called Brass Against the Machine. And they were doing a brass shitty cover of a Rage Against the Machine song while pissing on a dude's face. I don't know which is weirder. Probably that one, to be fair, but this... Can fans stop interrupting shows to make it all about them, please? That'd be... I mean, maybe people enjoyed the break in her vocals. I would have, but... That was gross, but it didn't hurt anyone. No, it didn't. Brass Against. I was wrong. It's Brass Against. Correct. Yes, Brass Against. That was the one. It was very strange. Anyway. Whoop. What was that? What if they went over their set time and had to pay like a fee because of that, asshole? That is definitely weird. Not like angry or drama or anything, but just like, okay. That was your episode of What the Fuck? I think the Jen and Tortures did that too. She did a lot of crazy stuff. That made more sense though. That was their theme. Jen and Tortures were just a full-on like BDSM group pretending to play music, more or less. Linkin Park doesn't make a thing of shaving people's fucking heads. Are people going to show up at Linkin Park concerts with razors now? At least someone's ashes didn't get thrown on stage. Could have been worse. Oh my god. I'm just thinking of that, like, from the band perspective, if that were to happen, you're like rocking out and just... Oh god. That's horrendous. Ugh. Someone said, couldn't pay me enough to see Linkin Park. Not only did that guy pay to see Linkin Park, but he is forever on camera with Emily shaving his head. What if she just left one section of hair in his head? I would have done that. Don't ask me to shave your head. It will be hilarious. Yeah. So. At least they could have gotten Mike to do it or an original member. That's exactly what I was saying. That's such a bizarre thing to do. That said, what's the next subject? Bunch of tours announced. Probably those. We got, well, before we get to them, because I'll go kind of quickly. What band or famous person would you all let shave your head? Wrong answers only in the chat. Let's do this one. Silence, building up. You guys, you know how we can tell we're in a time of nostalgia and it feels like time just repeats itself? I think we're living in the early 2000s again because Marilyn Manson is being protested to have his concerts canceled. We are so back, ladies and gentlemen. Apparently some UK politicians who have nothing better to do right now have gotten very upset with Marilyn Manson showing up. A fucking 50, 60-year-old still wearing his creepy mascara. Manson's upcoming UK tour seems to be in a bit of trouble, aka it's every other tour he's ever done. Millie Earle opposed Manson coming on Halloween, and now a member of Parliament. I don't know what that is doing the same. Barry has expressed concerns about Manson's October 29th show in Brighton, for the same reason that Earl did. Manson's ongoing and lengthy legal battles over various accusations of sexual misconduct that were all dropped. That case is over now. You know that, right? Many survivors in Brighton and Hove and organizations supporting them will have very serious concerns about this booking and its impact on other people visiting the city center, local residents, and the wider community. So we've never heard that before in Manson's entire career. Freedom of expression is an important principle that should be defended. However, we are UK politicians, so fuck that. There's obvious risks to community cohesion, and the council has separate equalities, obligations, blah, 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 blah. Fuck you. Anyway, yeah, it's because they can't read and don't have an update on news. That's happening. Clearly, nothing will fucking happen. This is such a nothing story. It's just two politicians trying to get any kind of name for themselves. We're back, baby. People should stop pretending like it's still the 90s. I fucking wish. It's just one show. The woman rallying to call it off is just some dumpy British twat. Exactly. Josh L's taking off. See you next Wednesday and or Death Fest Pit. Take care, bro. Thanks for tuning in. I think there's more comments. They censor everything in the UK. Exactly. And it's always like, we allow freedom of speech, but... Did Tipper Gore move to England? Probably. Satanic is back, motherfuckers. Satanic Panic is back. More stories. More things going on in the metal worlds. Another festival announced some bands. A festival that I have not been to. I would love to go to as kind of like a safari mission to see just how bonkers it would be. Guar, Green Jelly, Belushi Speedball, and more booked for Gathering of the Juggalos 2025. I have heard that this is an insane festival that is actually worth checking out. It's a pretty cool documentary on it on YouTube. The Gathering of the Juggalos, which is ICP's festival, if you didn't know, which is batshit. Apparently, there's like no rules there at all. It's just like free for all, trailer park Mad Max type shit. Green Jelly, Guar, Belushi Speedball, awesome band. Ones that I know, probably not a lot. Squid Pisser, that is a band name. Squid Pisser. Outside the heavier acts, it will also feature Insane Clown Posse, Tech 9, I think he's always there. That's funny. Guar at Gathering of the Juggalos sounds messy. Sounds like you need a very strong shower after that weekend, but I would check it out. Belushi Speedball is a wild band name. They're a wild band. Their shows are fucking awesome. I saw them at, what was it? Milwaukee Metal Fest. Yeah, if you want a fun time, go check that out. What do you say when a band hands out 50 giant inflatable crayons in a 20 by 20 space? Sounds like Belushi Speedball to me. I'm catching up with comments. Cat headbanging in the background. He was, yeah. Anyway, yeah, check out Gathering of the Juggalos. We've got more shit. In other weird what the fuck news, Ozzy Osbourne teamed up with a beverage company, Liquid Death, who would think, I did not mean to click on this ad. Liquid Death is selling Ozzy DNA because that's something I've always wanted. I've always desired to have Ozzy's saliva sitting on my shelf. Ozzy Osbourne teamed up with sparkling water and iced tea company Liquid Death to sell empty Liquid Death iced tea cans. What? Liquid Death is fucking stupid. Okay? I understand that they pay metal bands and they have cool logos on their cans. It's water. They are selling you water. They're selling you overpriced water. And now they're apparently selling you empty cans. Only 10 cans were listed for $4.50 a whack on Liquid Death's website. They're already sold out. That was probably a fake, like they did with that stupid, what was it? They did like a Liquid Death diaper, which started off fake. Let's say someone probably made it at this point. Please tell me this was a fucking joke. They do that. It's still, everything I said is true. They sell water. I don't get it. I need his liver for sure. Him and Keith Richards. They sell liquid at the dollar store now. Now they're selling old water in an aluminum can. It's fucking nasty. You lose 20 years of your life and you become high shit if you taste that. Yeah, it's so dumb. Liquid Death is not for me. It's water. It's a can. Just because it has metal on it doesn't mean I'm going to like it. Other things and stuff. Tours. Gwar has announced a North American tour with Helmet, the Dwarves, and Blood Vulture. All right. I was not aware that's what they look like now. The Dwarves are a cool old school punk band. This tour is dubbed The Return of Gorgor, their big dinosaur guy. Hitting up pretty much all the usual spots, it seems. Who's stoked for Gwar? I have not seen Gwar since Odorous was alive. So I need to fix that sometime soon. Sorry about that. I'm just dying. Alex commented it, so it will be the next one we pull up. Revocation announced North American tour with Judiciary, Infuri, and Vomit 4th. Now, last one's disturbing name. Fall North American tour. Revocation, this would be a pretty tech death, but solid lineup. Infuri's cool. I've seen them before. Oh, shit. Also hitting all of the normal spots, it seems. Yeah, who's stoked for Revocation? We've also got some more tours. Dying Fetus, Gates to Hell, and Mugshot announced North American tour. September, October. It is going to be, quote, fucking brutal, unquote. Looks like mostly middle of the... Well, oh no, they're coming to Aftershock, but... This looks like a mostly festivals and then playing headlining shows around that type of tour. But Dying Fetus is coming out there. If you don't want to see them opening for Stone Temple Pilots, Slaughter to Prevail, then there you go. Hey, against E2, I think it's the name. Sorry for saying that wrong. It's way too late for me to stick here. Take care, you all, and good night. Thanks for tuning in. Take care. Appreciate it. Thanks for listening to all my ranting. We got Trivium announces a massive North American tour with Ginger and Riot. I guess planned after they fell apart after they broke up with Bullet for My Valentine or whatever the fuck that was. On this tour, I like Ginger, but that's pretty much it for me. But there you go. Trivium. Let's see. There's a couple more things. Trivium's gay. I'm not a fan of the music. I think Matt's pretty cool, but the music doesn't do it for me. You know what we didn't talk about? Let's do the fun drama stuff before we jump on out of here, I guess. Topic that I did not cover next week, but I feel like my chat will be very lively and exciting going over it. Sucks that at this point it's a week-old story, but who cares? Let's get sort of political. Ronnie Winter of Red Jumpsuit Apparatus tells Trump voters they are not allowed at the band shows. This was posted June 15th, 10 days ago, but I didn't stream, so we're talking about it now. The ever-accepting, loving, diverse alt-rockers. I don't know why this popped up on metal stuff. Red Jumpsuit Apparatus is not a metal band. But you all probably saw this story, right? Where'd it go? In a video posted to Instagram a few days ago now, Ronnie Winter of Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, a band no one even knew was around still. To sum this up, told Trump voters are not welcome to a show. I saw as I was getting ready for this that he posted this initial one, and then he did several live streams following up on it, trying to double down. And then at the very end, he kind of like tried to twist it a little bit and get out of it, tried to turn it into, I wasn't talking about Trump, I was trying to talk about Jesus. But you guys like turned it into that, even though he specifically states that multiple times in the video. But I was going to go over his new one, but holy fuck is it long and rambling, incoherent. First of all, he looks like a cancer patient. This dude needs to eat. I'm fucking skinny, and this dude needs to eat. But so we're not going to go over the new one, but let's watch his original one and laugh at it. We won't watch the new one because he didn't retract anything. He didn't be like, "Oh, I changed my mind. I shouldn't have done that." So you're not missing anything besides just endless rambling, it seemed. But how many of people in the chat planned on going to a Red Jumpsuit Apparatus show at all? Even if you don't support Trump, who the fuck was going to go see this band? Hey. Wait. I'm messing up. I don't know how things work.
Like a quick little PSA. I thought I was pretty clear about.
Look, dude, I have skinny arms. I know that. Look at this. I feel like I could break his fucking arm with my hand. You don't want Trump supporters at your show because if they sneeze, you'll fly away in the wind, dude.
all this stuff in 2020, and as you notice on my Instagram wall, I did not remove any of that stuff from the Stay Woke campaign, I guess you guys are calling it, from 2020. Look, man, the thing about being woke is you're awake, and once you're awake, you can never go to sleep. And only has nothing.
Fuck that. Stay asleep. Bring back the sleep movement.
Changed, but everything they said was going to happen to woke people has happened. You have done nothing.
Okay.
But prove them right. So here it is again, in case somehow you missed it. Hi, I'm Ronnie Winter. I sing for the Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, and I actually follow what Jesus says. If you're a Christian and you're watching this and you voted for Donald Trump, shame on you. You are not allowed to come to my shows. I don't want you there. Don't come to my shows. It's awesome that you love Face Down. It's not for you. It's not your song. Okay? It is not your song. If you voted for Donald Trump, do not come to my shows, or ever, not just like these 4 years. Don't come to my shows, because you're going to hear a lot of woke propaganda, and you're going to hear like the actual words of Jesus.
At least he admits it.
You're going to see a lot of acceptance from all areas of life and races. And you're just going to see a lot of like harmony. Okay? That's not what you're about. Okay?
You see like 10 people standing in an empty bar singing the one song they know.
Don't come. Refunds are available. Forever don't come. Goodbye.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
There's no hate like Christian love. What a fantastic comment. Shame on me, IG boys. I'll never recover from this. Yeah, for those who weren't aware, if you go to a Red Jumpsuit Apparatus concert, you need to bring your voter registration card. Yeah. So that was retarded. It came from a band that was struggling to sell tickets at all. If no one's coming to your concert, you can't really tell half of them not to come anymore. If you think about it that way. Everyone is welcome to the Wyatt's Metal channel, to Dark Insanity shows. No matter what you believe or who you voted for or not, as long as you're cool and not a dipshit. I know people have voted for everyone who's fucking dipshit. I know smart people who have some dumb opinions and dumb people who have some smart opinions. Yeah, so if you were thinking of going to a Red Jumpsuit Apparatus show, but now feel like you can't because you're being discriminated against by the ailing AIDS patient there, you can feel free to attend. Pause. Whoa. Dark Insanity concerts, like the one coming up on July 5th at Quesada in Long Beach, California. This is a free show. We are headlining. My band, Dark Insanity, playing with Holy Death. I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. I think it says Sin Seeker. Dark Tormentor. Free show. Everyone welcome, no matter who you voted for. And if you are not going to be in Long Beach, July 5th, you can come to the Whiskey A Go-Go, October 16th, when we were playing with Carnivore AD. Hell yeah. First time performing at the Whiskey for me. I'm excited. Playing with a bunch of good local bands. Tickets for this one are $25. You can hit me up on Instagram or whatever, some type of way. I have email on my description of my channel. If you would like to come, hit me up for a ticket. All are welcome, except for retards. Where am I? Did I miss the Mastodon drama? Nope, we can still do that. In 2028, who are we voting for? Me. There will be no other option. The voting's more of a, you get to feel like you're participated, but I'm taking charge by then. We're done with this shit. You are all welcome to the metal scene. You are all equally worthless. Exactly. Exactly like Full Metal Jacket. Here you are all equally worthless. Also, I never understood saying, hey, X fan base, don't come to our show because you're just losing money and fans. Like, yeah, that's stupid. I'll go off on stupid people in comments if they're particularly being a dick, but I would never be like, if you have this belief, you are not allowed to come. If you're being a fucking prick, that's a different story. But no one going anyway. Exactly. I don't think I've seen any right-leaning Republican, five-finger death punch, type bet Tommy Vex people saying, if you voted for Kamala, don't fucking come to my concerts. Isn't that interesting? But we got, where'd it go? Mastodon drama was shorter than I thought it would be, but it's still interesting. Brett Hines recently left Mastodon, as you all probably know. All the statements on it were very PR, saying that very vague. We wish him the best. We had great times. A lot of mushrooms, that type of thing. But on some comment on Instagram, some person left a comment saying, Halloween is definitely my #1 track on this record. Definitely gonna miss B. Hines, though. B. Hines commented saying, I want, but he meant won't, miss being in a shit band with horrible humans. That is all we got. That is the only post. But turns out things weren't so pleasant in the Mastodon camp, apparently. What do you think it was? They stole all of his mushrooms, probably. Yeah, I have no idea. I've never been a big Mastodon fan, never been a hater of them in any way, but just wasn't super for me. But yeah, I wonder what this drama was. Being in bands is fun, isn't it? I do like that we're more or less in a time where band members, musicians, artists can be a little more honest and not just have to rely on a PR statement. Talking to PR people in Iceland was a lot of fun. Hearing of all of the excuses that have to be conjured up for bands canceling tours for dumbass reasons. Yeah. No idea what happened there. We are almost done. Is there any other news shit? What are other things we could talk about? There's no good movies. There's no good shows. Nothing good out right now. Wait, what happened? Brett Hines didn't like Mastodon. That's all we got. That's literally all we were told. Did we ever find out which band got kicked off of the Aussie show? No, we did not. That has not been stated. Very curious. People thought it was Tool, but it wasn't. They were like accidentally missing from one flyer and then put back on it. Which I do believe, honestly. I don't think that they would have gotten like kicked off and then re-put on like that necessarily. Squid Game finale. What? Really? I didn't even hear about that. I completely forgot that how they split that in half, which was stupid because it was clearly one season. Thank you for telling me that because I did not know, and I would like to finish that. In my GTA mod, Making It Real Life, there's a big Squid Games banner in Sunset. It's funny driving around that mod. There's signs for like Marvel, Superman, like all current shit. It's really weird. Brandy says, I saw it 28 years later and was bored shitless. That is all I've heard, which is really weird. When the trailer came out for that, it looked good. I am someone who doesn't go to movies at all anymore. I've completely lost interest in current movies. But the trailer for that looked interesting, and I thought maybe I'll stream it sometime. But everyone I know saw it, said it started off pretty good, and then got really fucking stupid, which is unfortunate. Wait, that was the wrong one. Sup Doggy says, I liked Nosferatu in December. That was great. That was very good. Every scene of that movie looked like a black metal album cover. It was absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, that was awesome. Is it worth to buy the Aussie stream? You only get access to it for 2 days, and he's going to sit down the whole time, and he's sighing. I didn't even check how much it costs, but I'm planning on streaming it, and then I'll do a live reaction on YouTube here. Where I said before, if you don't see it, if you didn't see the beginning of the stream, I will probably have the camera on me watching it, reacting to it, so you could watch it live, and then we can be like, hey, that was cool. Or, wow, Tool really sucks at Black Sabbath songs. Or, you know. $30. Fuck you, Sharon. Gerbert says, I might see Superman. Looks really fucking good. I hope the best for you. I do not think it looks good. I never really cared much about Superman, to be honest. Man of Steel was cool, but the new Final Destination was really good. I actually heard that. I heard that it was just like a fun, throwback, stupid horror movie. That's when I would watch for free when it's on streaming sometime. Mr. Darkman says, hey, Wyatt, what would you think if my band is going for old school thrash sound? I mean, if that's what you want to do, then go for it, you know? I grew up big on old school thrash. A little more death metal now for me, but... Night Fox, I just saw Metallica and Santa Clara both nights. I managed to get 3 guitar picks from the band. I also got a high five from Zakk Wylde after Pantera got on stage. Damn, you're in a good spot. This guy paid for floor. That's cool. Do you watch animated stuff like Scavenger's Reign or Killer of Killers? I do not. Like, if I hear an animated thing is really good, then I'll check it out, but it's not my thing normally. I just watch shit slop content on YouTube, and that's it. Hey, Wyatt, can you recommend any new or upcoming bands of any genre? God, there's so many of them. I mean, my latest video where I reacted to a Watch Mojo stupid video of best bands, I list off a whole bunch of ones that I think are worth checking out. Some moron commented on that video saying that I'm clearly closed-minded and only like one genre. I was like, in this video, I listed Ghoul and Powerwolf and Sabaton and Midnight. Those sound very different from each other. Sinners was surprisingly good. I heard that was great, actually. Like one of the probably best movie of the year. I will definitely check that one out. I'm not a movie person anymore. I don't want to go to the theater for anything, no matter how good it is. I had hope for the new Toxic Avenger until I saw the trailer. Toxic is not a fucking midget. What the fuck are we doing here? I didn't know that was a real thing. I saw the trailer pop up and I was like, this looks like some stupid thing. And it said IGN. I was like, what? Yeah, movies are terrible now. Sinners is definitely one of the best of the year if you know your American and music history. I do, so I would probably love that movie. And I love Tommy guns and old school shit, so yeah, that's right up my alley. What else is going on in the world? There are more things to cover. YouTube being a dick. Let me check if anything exciting happened. In the world we live in right now, in the time we've been on here, World War III could have started. World War III could have started and ended. Who knows? Diddy charges got dropped. Shit is wild. I actually thought about talking about that for a moment. Yeah, did you guys hear that? Some of Diddy's bigger charges got dropped because we live in a world of white privilege. I am going to bring that up because, come on. Metal as fuck. Diddy prosecutors want to dumb down elements of RICO charge, simplifying it for jury's sake. That sounds like bullshit. The most black metal artist, P. Diddy. Surprisingly, more of a criminal than most black metal artists. Can you believe that? Yeah, if you guys didn't hear this, they apparently dropped the charges for arson, kidnapping, and other, where was it? Yeah. Attempted kidnapping, attempted arson, aiding, abetting, and sex trafficking. Dropped. Not a big deal. No one cares. No issues there. You know, in racist white supremacist America, these things happen. What an insane story. Of course, this is not metal, but of course we're talking about it. Yeah. For those who don't know, Diddy was the Jeffrey Epstein of rap and hip-hop music. And since they couldn't kill him, they're just going to try to water down it and make it go away and be like, oh, it was just a domestic violence thing. No, that's not what it was. You know, at the first week, the Diddy thing came out and it was like, he had cameras in every room filming all of these like celebrities and politicians. And now it's gone down to, he may have hit her a little bit. I mean, what a fun world we live in. Follow the money. Why did they drop the charges? Because fuck you, Park. You son of a bitch. I guess they're doing the closing arguments tomorrow? Maybe today? Prosecutors seem to feel they've fallen flat on proving Diddy allegedly kidnapped former employee, even though she fucking testified to it. And they've fallen flat on proving he kidnapped his ex, even though she had multiple moments and evidence of it. More surprising, prosecutors are not pursuing the attempted arson claim when Diddy blew up Kid Cudi's car, which I heard about fucking years ago. This is what happens in America. You can be an evil motherfucker as long as you're rich and make really shit brainwashing hip-hop music. Anyway. Black metal artists, you need to step it up. When's the last time any of you were in the headlines for anything cool? Never. The charges were dropped because Diddy gave the rights of the CCTV footage to Disney. I can't wait for that remake. That'll be fun. New Sodom album is coming, apparently. Nice. I saw them say that they're more or less done with touring because there's no fucking money in it anymore. I'm trying to catch up with the comments here. Not all hip hop's bad. His music is a better crime than all of the rape shit. I can't tell if that was an intentional typo or not. Yeah, but he killed Diddy and Tupac, so I'm not down with Diddy at all. As funny as he was in Get Him to the Greek, playing himself. Yeah, that did pop up. Breaking news / interview. Are you? Well, all right. Wolfgang Van Halen says he had to back out of performing at Ozzy Osbourne's final concert. There you go. We found out who was kicked off. No, maybe not, but Wolfgang Van Halen, blah, 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 said, I unfortunately had to back out because the Creed tour starts the day after, and I wouldn't be able to pull it off. He said, fuck Ozzy's final show. Fuck you, Prince of Darkness. I'm going to go tour with Creed. Now, that's a hell of a statement, sir. He said, fuck Ozzy's last show. I'm touring with Creed. Can you take me higher? No, you can't, Osborne. Wow. I wouldn't back out of that show to play with fucking bass. Damn. That's, man, you got to hate Sharon a lot to do that. Or Creed's got to pay pretty well. Whew. Sorry, my bad. I'm dying here. That Creed tour will make them major bank, though. You know what? That's a good point. That probably does pay well in that Aussie show. Sharon's probably not paying anyone shit to do that show. I wouldn't be surprised at all. And we got... that was mostly everything. I mean, I don't think Sharon is Jesus. She thinks she is. She thinks she is. She tries to tell Ozzy she is. Yeah. Where's Suge Knight when you need him? We're talking about Diddy, goddamn. See, bad people can be useful sometimes. Anyway, that was pretty much everything I had to cover. It's all going to Ozzy's retirement fund, of course, which is, you know, her retirement fund. Oh, God, I just thought of a terrible joke. How much of a life insurance policy do you think she took out after she announced this show? Jamie asks, can I see the patches behind your vest? Sure. It's not many, honestly. I've went for less is more. We got Motorhead back patches, of course. Napalm Death on the top. And then we got a Slayer Raining Blood. Or, no, not Raining Blood. We got Hell Awaits on the bottom. I definitely need to spice it up more. I have a couple patches laying around, but less is more. I mostly went for the kind of military style armband placement, festival wristbands. That's my entire history, starting with Hellfest 2008 right there. Hellfest 2008, Grasspop 2008. What was that? Hellfest 2009. Download 2010. Hellfest 2010. Bloodstock 2011. Bakken 2012. Metal Camp, rest in peace. I think 2012. Metal Days 2013. Fuck you. Montebello Rockfest 2015. Hellfest 2019. 70,000 Tons of Metal. Hellfest 2019. Wait, that was a different one. This was Hellfest 2016. My bad. Psycho Las Vegas, rest in peace. And Heavy Metal Beach Party, pre-party for 70,000 Tons of Metal. And I have a couple of others laying around. I got an Aftershock one. I've got Wasteland Weekend. I don't remember if there's any others than that. There might be. I just haven't done it yet. Do you also have a long sleeve version for colder shows? No! The Souten Festival in Iceland was the first time I've ever had to wear a long sleeve at a concert. It was very strange watching death metal wearing a thermal, headbanging. I'm so not used to that. Hell Awaits the Slayer's best. It's definitely one of my favorites for sure. Yeah. Anyway, shit. It might be time for me to take off and do other things. Let's see. I'm trying to think of what my next videos would be. I have a couple written down, but I was trying to decide what to do. I'm gonna clip this rant I went on about YouTube being shit in that other video and post that. But definitely more content coming down the pipeline. I just need to think of a good topic. I have a bunch of stuff written down. I just need to sort through it. I'll do the fishbowl tactic like Dave Chappelle talked about with jokes. Yeah, so y'all should subscribe to the channel if you have not. If you're watching this, you probably have. Share the channel. Share my videos if you like. Watch the old videos. Leave comments and suggestions for what you would like to see in videos. I definitely read those and take those into consideration. I'm going to make a post on the members only thing for Q&A questions right when I get off here, so you all can comment on that, and I will do a members only Q&A video. I'm going to do a positive metal news of the week video, which I didn't get to because I ran off to Iceland before, but it's still happening. Gonna subscribe to the gaming channel, even though I'm going to put a different name on it. I'm going to set up the Wyatt Vision channel soon. You guys will be notified of that. I will be over on multi-streaming on Rumble and Kick and all that good stuff too. Dark Insanity has 2 shows coming up and more. Actually, we're going to have a lot more shows coming up for the rest of the year in our area. Check out all of the cool metal shit going on. As metal YouTube is dying, support some of The Last of Us here. Fuck you, Sharon. We are going to bid adieu in the only way we know how. Ladies and gentlemen, take care. See you next week. Where is it? 3, 2, 1.
Move this man!
Now, this might strike some viewers as harsh, but I believe everyone involved in this story should die.